another episode of Sofa Safaris here at the El Paso Zoo. My name is Sarah and I'm joined today by Brittany, one of our Area 1 keepers, and we are here to show you one of those animals that usually when I hear people talk about them, it's always like, what is that thing? And so behind the camera we do have Eddie, and so he's actually going to be coming on to tell us one of his personal stories with these animals as well. And so with that, we'll go ahead and turn the camera over to them and we will show off our Malayan tapirs. So here at the El Paso Zoo, we do have two Malayan tapirs, a male and a female, Bailey and LaRue. So Bailey is our female. She is a little bit larger than LaRue at about 850 pounds. LaRue is, like I said, a little bit smaller at about 800 pounds. Now they are out here exploring their exhibit, where we did just put out some special treats for them. And we're going to try to encourage them to come back a little bit closer to us. Again, we have lots of special treats that they really love. So we do also again have Brittany here, and as they do make their way back over, we are going to do a short training session where here at the zoo we use operant conditioning with positive reinforcement. So we ask for different behaviors, we let them know when they've done the correct behavior, and then we give them lots of treats and rewards for participating in that training session. Now while they are kind of hanging out in the back, I know I just saw LaRue. He was actually spraying the wall there, and so that is a typical behavior for this animal. They love to spray and scent mark, and so we see a lot of that here at the zoo when they're moving around their exhibit, or even in their bedrooms in the back, in the behind the scenes area. Now while they're making their way over, I want to talk a little bit about what we do for tapirs out in the wild, because as I've mentioned in other programs, conservation is such a big part of what we do here at the El Paso Zoo. So there are actually 4 species of tapir in the world, and all 4 of those species are endangered. Now the zoo has actually successfully bred our tapirs, not these 2 specifically, but Bailey with another male previously. And one of those tapir, the baby, was actually sent to a zoo in Mexico to support the tapir species survival plan. Now our tapirs are conservation ambassadors for those tapirs in Mexico, Central and South America, and Malaysia. And the zoo has actually also been a sponsor for the International Tapir Symposium, bringing together, a multifaceted group of tapir experts and conservationists, including field researchers, environmental educators, academics, veterinarians, marketing and communication experts, captivity specialists, governmental authorities, politicians, and other interested parties and stakeholders. And with that, it looks like we do have our male here. This is LaRue, and again we have Brittany giving some of those special treats. So Brittany, do you mind telling us a little bit about what those treats are, and maybe some personal information about our tapirs here?
Yeah, so Malayan tapirs are herbivores, meaning they only eat fruits and vegetables, or anything that comes from fruits and vegetables. They're not meat eaters. A lot of people think they're ant eaters because they have a long nose, but they do not actually eat any insects, any bugs, any ants. They spend a lot of their time in the water, so they're actually semi-aquatic, and most of what they eat is vegetation that grows in the water. Some of these guys' favorite treats, like everybody else's, are sweet things, so apples, bananas, we can do sweet potatoes, carrots, and then we also have rice cakes. So it's sweet, these are apple cinnamon flavored. That's one of their favorites as well. And then we also put honey out around the exhibit, because who doesn't like honey? So the 2 that we have, Bailey and LaRue, can tell these guys apart by looking at their ears. You don't have both of them next to each other to know which one's bigger. LaRue has nice, perfectly rounded little ears, and Bailey has kind of tattered ears. When they breathe with each other, the males will hold on to their ears to help get up, and so you can generally tell female tapirs from males because the females generally will have tattered up ears. So if you look at our 2, this one's our male, that one's our female. Both of them are very sweet animals. They're both pretty old as well. LaRue is only 2 years younger than the oldest tapir living in the U.S. right now, so he's pretty old. They are native to Malaysia and other parts of Asia, and they are also nocturnal. So a lot of people wonder, why are they black and white? They think they're pandas, they think they're cows, When they're swimming, people have called them killer whales. They're tapirs. And they are most closely related to horses and rhinos, despite looking like a bear, an elephant, a pig, whatever, anteater. That's because they have an odd number of toes. So they're closer to horses than anything else. These guys being black and white helps them camouflage because they're nocturnal. So they live in deep, dark, dense rainforests. So the black and white looks like shadows coming through the canopy. So that's why they're black and white, or at least that helps them being black and white. They're also the biggest species of tapirs. And like Sarah said, they're about 850 pounds, so it's pretty big. They are nocturnal, I don't know if I said that yet. So most of the time when people come here, they're laying down, napping. They nap hard. So people are like, hey, your tapirs aren't looking so good. They're just sleeping very, very hard. So they'll come out first thing in the morning. So if you're gonna come visit them, the best time would be first thing in the morning or late in the afternoon when they're getting ready to get up from napping all day or before they go to sleep. They do swim quite a bit in the summer. They can run pretty fast, like they don't look like it. But these guys will chase each other around like playfully quite a bit. And they're also really cool because they each have a distinct different noise that they make. So if you hear them, you wouldn't expect the noise that they make to come out of them. They make a really high-pitched, like shrill clucking noise and like a shrill little, kind of like a scream, but it's not so scary sounding. It's pretty adorable. So LaRue, LaRue makes a clucking noise, and Bailey will make this high-pitched, like shrill noise. Why are they making that noise? Why is it so high-pitched for such big animals?
Yeah.
But they're both very sweet. They participate in training, so they're target trained. So you can present them a target stick, and they can come over and touch it. They're trained for blood draws. They're trained for ultrasounds. If they come back, we can try it.
Now I know one really interesting thing that you told me about them is that it's easy to do some of those procedures with them because they have a very interesting, behavior. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it makes it really easy to do behaviors, like medical behaviors with them sometimes. It also makes training with them kind of difficult because if you touch them too long, they will fall asleep. So they'll fall asleep if you like rub them. So we've done like full procedures with them, just like it's pretty adorable. Really, you want to target too?
Here, and I can kind of take over while you're focusing on the training. So training is something that we do with all of our animals, almost or just about every single day, even multiple times a day. And this is just to really prepare them for, again, our visits with the vet, those daily care procedures that we need to go through. And so what we actually do is, again, we use operant conditioning with positive reinforcement. So just to describe or explain that again, operant conditioning with positive reinforcement means we actually ask our animals to participate in their own care. And so we can ask them to do these different behaviors. That whistle that we heard there is actually the bridge in training. That's letting our tapir know that she's done what Brittany is asking her to do, and that she's going to get that positive reinforcement or those rewards and treats. And so it is a very good way to work with our animals because they really enjoy, of course, the extra treats, but they also really enjoy that interaction with their keepers. It's a great way for us, again, to practice for these maybe medical procedures that have to be done with our veterinarians. If we're doing this every single day, that consistency really helps to prepare our animals so that, maybe every once in a while we do have to maybe stick them with a needle to give them a vaccine or get a blood draw, but it's not going to happen every time. So they're more likely to work with us when we are constantly practicing these behaviors. Now, I see. Yeah, I see. So Brittany just pulled out kind of a practice syringe here. So it has like a paper clip at the end. So it's not quite as sharp as that real needle, but we can actually do syringe training with our animals where we do practice with that fake syringe, that fake needle, so that they are used to that sensation of having that little poke. Of course, if you think about maybe taking kids to the doctor, even when we go to the doctor, we can explain what's going to happen, but with our animals that's a little bit harder. And so again, that's where this practice becomes very important, and it actually really helps us to make sure that they are as healthy and as happy as can be here at the zoo. Now this training, you can see we were just joined again by LaRue. He came back, he's like, hey, I went in on the action too. Again, they really love this interaction with their keepers. They do have a strong bond with their keepers, that trust with them, and so they like to come in and participate. And the thing that's really important to understand is that this isn't forced on any of our animals. If Bailey walks away and she doesn't want to participate anymore, we never punish our animals for that. But again, sometimes they don't get all those extra special treats during that session. And so again, we do this several times a day, or at least every day with our animals, to again keep those minds sharp, to keep their bodies agile, because we can actually have them move around as they do this. We just saw Miss Bailey come up, and she actually went up and she touched that cue stick. She just had that poke with the fake syringe. So again, you can see just how easy it is for us to ask her to do this. It has, of course, it's not always easy from the start. It does take a lot of practice, and it takes building up that trust and that relationship, and even teaching them or capturing the behaviors that we want them to do that help us to take care of them. It does take a lot of work, so I definitely commend all of our zookeepers here for all the hard work that they do with our animals. But as you can see, as Brittany was just rubbing Bailey here for a moment, you can see her eyes start to close. It looks like she's starting to kind of say, oh, this feels really nice. Maybe it's time for a nap. But as Brittany also mentioned, these are nocturnal animals, so they would be most active at nighttime. Now, one thing, as I know we've seen them come up close to this wall here, one thing that I would love to point out is just that really long nose. I know you talked about how they like to swim and be in the water. Well, that long extended nose does actually kind of work like a snorkel. So that's another thing to think about, just how cool these animals are, how well they are built to live in their habitat. They have that kind of built-in snorkel, so they can be submerged in the water and just have that nose stuck up out of the water to breathe. And then of course that coloring really helps them to camouflage at nighttime when they are most active. But with that, I want to see if we have any questions coming in. I know we're covering a lot of information here with our tapirs. Again, it's an animal that people usually come in and say, what is that? Or they have all these kind of guesses. And so, but with that, I know Bailey and LaRue are probably ready to take another nap for today. So we are going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. But if you do have questions, please continue to send them in. We'll answer them throughout the rest of the day. But thank you all again for joining us here for our afternoon episode of Sofa Safaris with our Malayan tapirs.